So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys. You guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that. And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose.
Hi everybody, Martha here. So I just got done reading the FNAF Tales the Plzzaplex number 3. Um, so, Slamia, hopefully I have a hard time saying that name, but I'll have the title on there. This one's about, a character named Sam, who is suffering from the fact that his dad is, a couple years ago or recent, died from a motorcycle accident. And he eventually gets a music box or something like that from Adam, and it helps him. It's the music box of the moon guy, and he like helps him through his studies and stuff like that. But every single time he uses it, it like gives him like a flashback basically, and he ends up like doing it too often, like last time, and never the last time it makes him bleed, and besides because he saw his dad dying, and that looks like making him act like sleepy and stuff like that. Eventually, he's trying, and they told him like his friend tells him to return it because he wants to turn at it, and it's making him act weird. So he doesn't like what he doesn't like that it made him bleed. So he tries to return to his friend's house after he misses a day of school, and it like see his friend's dog, who's barking at him. He calls his friend. He asks why'd you miss school, basically, and um, he tells him to wait like for 25 minutes for it for him to come back, and like last time, and he like stays there waiting, and the thing turns on by itself, not being plugged in because it usually has to be plugged in for it to turn on. This time it didn't, so he tries he decides to do one more run with it, and he ends up going out of control. Like he ends up having arm wrestling with his friend. Eventually, he like ends up in a bathroom, but he loses control. Thinks it's over with, but he like sees the dance sees the Moon Man inside the mirror, and it basically like he like dies. But it's kind of, let me read the last page to you guys. For a moment, reference and lost over him. He locked his face, and he looked fine. He looked like himself. His chest was red and excited, and the red was bled onto his forehead. His eyes were wide. I'm good. I'm alright. And he saw Moondrop wearing his star cap into the reflection in the mirror, and from behind. How are you, how are you, what are you doing here? Before Sam could turn away from the jerk and felt the flesh from begin being torn from his jaw, he could hear an echo and growling of the charling of Bruce on his face. "Watch, let me wake up, please," Sam screamed as he felt his nose rip off. His lips were being pulled off and smeared. His teeth were clenched and snarled. He felt the blood drip down his face and neck. Panic spirit and crashed over his like a wave. Shake Sam gripped into the sink harder as Brutus ate his face back into reality. But he stared into the mirror. Nothing could be visible wrong. He screamed one name. "Brutus!" In the mirror, Mandrop just smiled, his face half hidden in the shadow. Jerked it away, and the bell of the scripted, and then Sam went very still. He let the sink go and stood straight up, and terror disappeared. He felt completely calm and at peace. He turned and smiled at Moondrop. "Everything's fine," Sam said with wide eyes. Moondrop turned and walked over to the door. Sam followed. Moondrop see a new venture would create together. Meanwhile, on Rappa's coffee table, Moondrop continued to turn glaciously into circles, waving his hand, then slowly stopped. So, yeah, I mean, I think he just mainly made the thing control him too much, just like that. So, it's a very sad story. I just really wish that he would not. It's none of these stories ever end. Hardly ever any of them end happily. So the next one, and this is like the first time in this series of books that it was the first story that was on the cover. The next one's called Pressure. And so I'm gonna read that one next when I get time for it. So it looks like the back here it's Luca. So you guys enjoy this little bit. I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. So see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and bye bye.